If you're working on some life project or goal and you know it's going to be a long game, but it's tough, you struggle, you're not making the gains that you'd like to make, and you feel like quitting, well, watch this. I want to tell you why you shouldn't quit, and I want to share with you a strategy that will help you stay with and achieve any long-term project or long-term goal. So let's get going. Let's start with why you shouldn't quit by using an example. Me and this YouTube channel. When I decided that I wanted to create this channel, I took education on how to grow a YouTube channel and I followed a program, and I knew that success wasn't going to be instant. It was going to be a long-term game and that there were going to be ups and downs. It was going to be trial and error. And a number of the people who started at the same time as me, many of them actually grew faster than me initially. They got greater gains initially, but they got frustrated with how hard it was, and a number of them stopped. And when you look at their channels now, they don't really have anything going on. Now, I stayed in the game, and whilst they grew faster than me initially, my channel is doing better than theirs now because I stayed consistent. Now, that's not to say that I'm doing everything that I want to be able to do yet. There's still more to do. There's still more to gain. But this is the nature of long-term goals. You gain gradually. I mean, sometimes you get fast gains, and of course you want fast gains, but you have to be prepared to play the long game. Now, if I was making no gains whatsoever, it might be a different story. I definitely do not advocate keeping pushing on something that's just not succeeding at all. But if you're making any kind of gains and the goal matters to you, keep going. Because remember, for as long as you can keep going, failure only really exists when you give up. By the way, what's your project that counts? Tell me in the comments. I'll read every comment that's left and I'll reply to as many as I can. Now let's talk about this strategy. Now, it's a strategy that's adapted from something in the field of NLP or neuro-linguistic programming, and it's pretty much a universal success strategy for any long-term goal or long-term project. Point number one is outcome orientation. That means to keep your eye on the outcome, the goal, the thing that you're trying to create, and to keep your focus on your big picture of what you're trying to create. So for me, in the example of my story, that's on creating this channel. You see, it's too easy to fall for the opposite, which is a problem orientation. That's when you let your eye get taken off the outcome onto the problems, when your focus shifts to what's not working and what you're finding hard. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have to look at what you're finding hard, but if that's where your focus gets fixed and that's what consumes your attention, that's going to become bad programming for your head. That's going to steer you off course. That's going to demotivate you. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, do give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click that notifications bell so that you'll get notified when more content like this arrives. Now, point number two in this strategy is rapport, and that means both rapport with yourself and creating relationships that work with people who are stakeholders in this project. That doesn't just mean the people who can help us, but the people who we can help and the people who are affected by how we are relative to this project. And that means our loved ones, because we can hurt them as well as ourselves if we don't take care of how we are around this project. Being in rapport with ourselves means resolving any internal resistance or any internal conflict about what we're doing and why. That sometimes takes a spiritual inquiry that might cause us to change our goals slightly, or our approach to it, or our expectations, or our sense of patience around it. Whatever you do, don't underestimate the importance of rapport with yourself and others. Now, point three in the model is sensory acuity. Now, I know that's a bit of jargon, so let's translate that slightly. That means be ultra sensitive to feedback, notice feedback, take feedback on board. Now, in the context of my project to create this channel, that means look at my analytics, see what's working, see what people like, see what people don't like, see where people view, see people where drop off. That's being sensitive to feedback. And in any long-term goal or long-term project, you need to be taking the feedback. Now, if your long-term goal was a SMART goal, then you'll have already considered how you can measure whether you're on track or off track and where you're going to get your feedback from. Now, if you want to know something about the SMART model of goal setting, then watch this video that's going to pop up here. Now, point 4 in the model is behavioural flexibility. And what that really means in practice is if what you're doing isn't producing the results, then change what you're doing, modify your strategy, modify your tactics. That means double down on what is working, and that's why you need to be sensitive to feedback and to stop what isn't working. You see, the real essence of this strategy is to keep modifying, to get into the game, to get into the traffic and learn from the traffic about how you need to succeed on the road. In fact, this strategy is a little bit like a human satellite navigation strategy, because outcome orientation is like programming your destination into the sat-nav, and you get going and you're monitoring for feedback like where is the congestion, where are the closed roads, and where you encounter congestion and closed roads, you recalculate the route and you stay in the game. Now, if you'd like to take a free session on creating a personal action plan for your long-term goal, then contact me using the details in the pinned comment below this video. Now, a good follow-on video to this is this one up here about how to choose the right goals for your life. Or if you've already watched that, then watch this one here. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click that notifications bell so that you'll know when more content like this arrives.